Hi, this is my video about parallel worlds. There are parallel worlds, or perhaps an infinite number of them. There are alpha worlds such as Earth. There is omega worlds such as the final development of Earth, which will be a far more technologically advanced place and much further along in development. They'll know about their parallel selves, they'll know about their parallel family, they'll know about parallel each other. Jesus called these worlds the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end. Omega by definition means final development. The world stays parallel through a process I call 2015, which is where one world merges into many worlds and they all become the same. They all become parallel through this 2015 process, which quite really looks like a flash that and then I saw myself, and that's what it looked like a vision. It was like a vision I had. I I call this process 2015 because it happened about October or November of 2015 is when I recall it happening. So their worlds become our worlds. I call it the master world because it's the main world, and this would be like a secondary world to it. And then that one world merges to all of our worlds, and we think our family members. It's like they were all born in 2015. Maybe some families weren't even here, but it's like seeing a vision of yourself. I saw myself at least 5 times in these visions, but maybe even more, as when it happens, it erases your memory. Hold on. They duplicate and transfer your items, and then they become your items from his world or her world. You can also be born by 2015. I believe spies from an Omega developed planet initiate this to happen to our worlds. I heard them speak in my mind multiple times. They can read your minds even and look out of your eyes. 2015 doesn't leave the galaxy. We're all hooked to something in the mind and possibly in the body. Everything we do is being recorded through our eyes and thoughts. That's sort of how 2015 works, because you're hooked to something and it's recording you, and then it's recording your other parallel person, and then that transfers over to you. I call this thing the filter, as it kind of controls life on Earth and keeps things parallel. And I believe it can even filter events to happen as to if you need to meet someone or get a job, that kind of stuff. It also is as if mind control, but it's self-automated and possibly controlled by people and these omega planets who can potentially alter it, but it is attached to the mind. I believe there could be other versions of Earth where they have machines, and these machines are like spy equipment, and they're still in like Alpha Earth, which is the beginning. But and then they kind of can teleport or spy on us and this kind of stuff. But they're just like Earth, but they're like not as fully developed to be doing that already. There are even Earths with humans without humans on them. So there's like an Earth and it doesn't have humans on it. It's just vegetation. No human life is there. The Earth is very similar to ours. Time is important into the parallel worlds. Omega worlds have no water. I believe futuristic Earth, this Omega world, will have no water to make room for as many humans to live there. Water takes up a lot of space, and without water, you can really create a lot of more people and have a lot more room. They use medications to live forever and to stop decaying and dying. They do not die by nature as we do today. The medical advances they've made make it so it's possible so they don't die. Um, the population, as you can imagine, is very, very large, maybe even in the trillions. I believe they'll do something to stop breeding as some kind of mandated birth control. They are probably larger in size to us in weight and height. I believe their bodies to have more muscle definition and are probably stronger. I believe they will not eat or drink but for pleasure, because they don't require the food that we do and the water that we do as the same way we do. I believe they'll have devices attached to their bodies that will sync to the brain, kind of like our cell phones and our Apple Watches. They'll have a device hooked to them at all times as we do. But theirs is more attached to the body. They can read minds of the people in other worlds. They communicate telepathically in their world, and in this Omega world, they can communicate telepathically. They do not need sleep, as there is no nighttime there. They do not require sleep and rest in the same way we do. They have no need for the sun. The climate is controlled there. Everything is kind of controlled there. They can rest, but don't require it. They even can transfer in through these parallels, and it'd be much probably like buying a plane ticket for us. They just can travel in between these parallel worlds, and they can transcend time with these equipment, these spy equipment, to go past and present with while spying on key figures. Like if they want to see Jesus, they could, or maybe Donald Trump or whoever. They could easily do that. And the reason you're likely to come and live in one of these alpha Earths is because there quite literally is an infinite number of them. So you're likely to be someone who's here due to there's an infinite number of parallels, and you're likely to be someone on one of these alpha Earth parallels with these more basic type of planet Earth. But you're probably more likely to be on an Omega planet, one of these more advanced ones, because their population is just so much higher. But you're still likely to come here, and that's probably why we're all here. They also can meet their family members from the past. So let's say, and we will be going to one of these Omega planets in the future. We will be going to one of these Omega planets, and we will be able to look back at our lives, and we'll be able to look back at our lives and see our family members. It's much like heaven. I believe these Omega planets will be wiped out so God can start new. And potentially that's how some come to the Alpha Earth. It's because we were on this Omega heaven-like planet, and then they wiped it out, and we came to Earth, So I could be watching myself make this video right now. They also can know where they'll be in their next life, or what they'll do for a living. There is no paper money there. Money becomes attached to the person due to inflation. They work for such higher amounts of dollar an hour, and then it's like your pair of shoes right now is like $60. Well, shoes for them is gonna be like $400, and all of a sudden it doesn't make sense to have paper money around when you gotta buy groceries for like $4,000, So that is attach the money to the person, probably in the hand. There is no crime or jail. There is no war or physical combat. It's a more perfect place. There's no disease or suffering. There will be no more wild animals, and it will be a very nice heaven-like type place. But parallel worlds do exist, and I think we all should learn about them and stuff. Okay, my name is Cody. Thank you for watching.